Hi, Laurel.
Hi, Mary.
Good morning.
Welcome. Oh, good
How are
morning.
you?
So glad you're here today.
Thank you.
I know. I almost feel like it would be a good idea, like to be talking meditation every single day now with people. You know what I mean? I feel like I can't
Absolutely.
talk enough. And so really
Yes.
appreciate you being here today and sharing some of your wisdom and your experience. And I know you have a long time meditation practice. Mary's been practicing Reiki for 21 years. I mean, she's really had a rich experience of meditation. So we're going to chat it up around that and your inner guidance and, how that connects with your inner power and all the good stuff that we love to talk about here. So,
Hey,
yeah.
great.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So,
Thank you.
Mary, when did you start meditating, like officially meditating? Was it connected to Reiki or was it separate?
So it was separate. I started Reiki first. And then after, when my daughter, who's now 25, when she was 8, she started to have panic attacks. And so that's how I really started to getting into it. I started meditating with her. I got little CDs, and we'd both meditate at night to them. And then I started, working with her, and then all the kids in the neighborhood started to come over. And they had the most amazing experience. I'd have them, just a little meditation, and then they would draw their experience. The pictures, the images, they couldn't have made this up. It was really amazing. So when they went home and showed their parents, the parents said, "Hey, how can we get into this?" So
We
that's
love
why
it.
adults. But really, for the first few years, I did strictly children, and every now and then adults. But
Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
Wow. So cool. And then when did you start your official practice, so to speak?
gosh, I don't even remember. I just started working from my home probably like 7 or 8 years ago.
Hmm.
And then I've been out and, did different places. I go into schools or into offices and do like a little lunchtime meditation or mini Reiki sessions,
Hmm.
things like that. That's what I was starting to get going before all this virus hit. I was going into a lot of different offices and schools and working with small groups at a time and explaining how it worked, and then just giving them some take home tools, because really 5 to 10 minutes a day is all you need for all benefits,
I know.
all the
It's so
health
true.
benefits.
I'm so glad you say that because I think that's one of the things that people like don't really get, like how this isn't like it doesn't have to be a big investment of your
No,
time. You don't have to think that you're gonna take some transcendental journey around the
no.
universe or anything. I mean, this is just like 5 minutes of 5 to 10 minutes basic sitting with yourself, breathing,
Yes.
simple, right?
Yes,
Changes everything.
that's all it is. And that's kind of what I tell people. It's all about, there's no right or wrong way. People think you have to sit with your legs crossed, your fingers, in that lotus position. You just have to show up. That's all you have to do. You have to have 5 to 10 minutes a day. And really, you should do it a day. But if you can only do it a few times a week, again, it's not something you want to kill yourself over, but it's just showing up, sitting there. And if you can only breathe for a few minutes, that's a start.
Yep.
And maybe listening to soft music, maybe having that, a word that makes you feel good. If you're not feeling good today, saying, "I am healthy," and just breathing in and out and really settling in. It's amazing how it changes your day when you start that way.
Yeah, yeah. I know, I always think of my teacher who said, all meditation is good meditation. So if it's not every day and it's only a few times a week, it's all good. It's all
Right.
good, right? Yeah.
The point of
Yeah.
meditation is not to beat yourself up.
I know.
So you say, "Oh, I only did it twice." You say, "Wow, I did it twice this week. Good for me."
Yeah, that's great. So will you tell us a little bit about Reiki? Will you like explain what Reiki is for people that might be listening into this video and don't know what that is? Because some people don't.
Yeah, I know. And it is very difficult to explain. I have to say, for all these years that I've been doing it, it's hard you really have to experience it. It's an amazing experience. But it's basically just moving energy from your body. So we hold energy from, our childhood, from past lives, if you believe in past lives, in our cells and in our DNA. So the Reiki it works with the energy centers down the center of your body, called chakras. And so when I go into your energy field, I check to make sure they're open, they're going in the right direction, they're cleared. And sometime, maybe a little memory might come up about something that had happened in this area that, in your stomach or in your gut, maybe.
Mhm.
And so whatever you're ready to release comes up. It's like peeling off an onion. So that first layer just kind of releases easily. And, it's very relaxing. So again, it's hard to explain. It's just about moving energy, getting at the negative energy out and replacing it with positive energy.
Yeah, yeah. I think thankfully, we're getting so much more able to talk about energy. I know years ago, so you and I both, got involved in all this before it was more mainstream in it. And even talking about energy, or I remember when I first said I was a Tai Chi instructor, people would be like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's the end of that
Right.
conversation.
Right.
And because people didn't really understand what it was all about and what the
Right.
benefits were, and so far away from our cultural
Yeah.
habits, right? Yeah.
I have to say that's how my Reiki business built, because I introduced meditation. So I
Mhm.
would hold meditation classes and at the end give everybody a little Reiki and they'd be like, "What is that?" And
Yeah.
that's how I got all my clients.
Yeah.
You
Right.
have to experience it. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's kind of like therapy or coaching. You got to experience to really know, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right. To know the benefits and to
Absolutely.
feel like the difference.
Yeah.
So I know that you've had experiences connecting with angels, connecting with your guides, connecting with feeling like you're sensing, the other world around us, right? We've
Mhm.
had we've had a couple conversations here where we talk, with people that have that facility, right? So how does that come into your experience, on a regular kind of for you, for your own,
Right.
benefit or whatever? Yeah.
Well, I think for me, it is something that wanted to cultivate. I wanted to grow. That was my intention, was to be able to connect.
That's so big. I'm so glad you're saying that, Mary, because I feel like that's one of the things, right?
Yeah.
Is like,
And
what
it's
is your
okay.
intention?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's okay if you don't want to. Not everybody wants to.
Mm.
And it's not like I hear, these people are talking in my head. Some people hear that. I don't want that. I don't want to see people standing in front of me, but I want to hear clearly what my guide, where you want me to go, what I'm supposed to be doing. Because we all have that ability if
Yeah.
we get quiet enough and still enough and trust. Trust is huge.
Mhm.
Um, we all have that ability, but my intention was to be able to help people through this guidance. So
Mm.
when I'm working on you with Reiki, I can see where your blocks are, and sometimes I can see what it's about. Most of the time I'll know what feeling it's attached to. Now you have to tell me how that relates to you,
Yeah.
but I can tell you what's going on in each area.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's powerful. Don't you think that this is like a faculty that everybody can develop if they are willing to like spend the time with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You have to have that intention. You have to want to do that.
Yeah.
Because everybody has different gifts, Laurel. And there have to you have the doctors, you have people that go, doctors on borders, and teachers, and everybody has their own gift.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is mine, and so this is what I need to cultivate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you didn't know it was your gift until you started, like, what was the pointer? Like, I feel like that's one of the things too, people like are like, how do I
Yeah.
know how to find my gift? Or you know
Yeah. Well, I
Mhm.
think it starts with that place of really confusion,
Mm.
and then listening to where you're getting pointed. So how it started all for me so far back, I had postpartum after my first, who's now 25, and just a total breakdown of my whole body. Like I didn't think I was going to make it through. That's how weak my body was. And you go to the doctors, and yeah, they knew about it, but here, take a pill. And I had never been good with drugs, alcohol. It just doesn't work in my body. So I kind of threw the prescription away as I walked out to the door and thought there has to be another way. And without even knowing I was asking for guidance, I remember going for a walk saying, what can I do? You show me, help me. Walked into a health food store. I thought maybe I should eat a little better. And here's a sign saying free Reiki every Tuesday and Thursday. Never heard of Reiki, didn't know what it was. It said it was some type of healing. So I said, I'm going to try it. And that's how that whole journey started. You just have to
Wow.
kind of, this feels good. Let me try this.
Yeah.
Even if it's 100 different things you try, but then you have to check in with yourself. Does this feel good? Did this work for me?
Yeah, yeah. And I think that I know it's been my experience, when I feel pulled to something, like it's a clear, different kind of feeling when you're on your path of what's right for you, how your gifts start to unfold or have a place to be expressed in the world. It's like that feeling is different when you connect with that path or a person. or a work situation or whatever, it just feels a little different, you know.
Yes.
It's like there is a sensation that's like, oh, this is for me, right?
Right. And
Yeah,
you always talk about, going in your head and your heart and your gut.
yeah,
So, when you get down into your gut, really, is this really good for me? And
yeah.
visualize yourself in that space doing that thing.
I
You know,
love that. I love that. That is such a great practice.
yes.
Talk a little bit more about that, because I don't, everybody needs to listen to this. This is like a really powerful practice.
Yes. Well, learned it from you, but I don't know if I put my own twist in it or what, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I mean, tell my Reiki clients that all the time, because right now, what the world is going through, we're all in our heads.
yeah.
I mean, we're all in our heads. We can't get grounded. And so we're making these crazy decisions because out of fear, it's all fear. So then, you go into your heart and then you're like, okay, well, everything's going to be fine. I love that's your love place. And that's a nice place to be. But if you want to make a good, solid decision, you got to go into your gut. You can feel, like, even as I'm talking and telling you, I could feel my legs, my feet planting down into the ground,
Yeah,
just going into the gut. And I reminded myself, because I don't love doing these talks, I get a little nervous. So I said to myself, make sure you stay in your gut, make
yeah,
sure you stay. And
yep,
so it keeps you grounded.
yeah. It's huge. It's that practice is life altering. You know, for
Yeah.
anyone who feels like they suffer with anxiety, or, getting up in front of people, or just even,
Yeah.
being in a meeting at work or whatever, and you're uncomfortable, like learning how to just bring your attention and center yourself in that lower power center, below
Mhm.
navel, it's just incredible what can happen for you, and it also is incredible over time as you master that and you're comfortable being there, how people respond to you. To be able to see the difference in how people are responding to you is so incredible. Yeah,
Because you're in your power,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
feel it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, Mary, I would love for us to do a short meditation, and then we'll talk for a few more minutes before we hop off. Okay.
Okay.
Will you um, take us through maybe about 10 minutes of meditation, whatever you feel like is, will be helpful for us today?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do a nice simple. So I do guided meditation. Um, and I feel like it's the easiest for people, beginners, for anybody to kind of follow, but there's so many different types of meditations. So I'm going to do like a body scan, mindful guided meditation. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
So let's just sit back in your chairs or lie down wherever you are, closing your eyes gently. We're going to start with 3 nice deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice slow deep breath in through your nose, filling up your lungs, your ribs, your abdomen, all the way in. Holding for a second and then slowly exhaling through your mouth. Let that exhale be a little longer than your inhale. And then another nice slow deep breath in through your nose, filling up your chest, ribs, abdomen. And slowly exhaling, letting go of anything you need to do when you leave here. Anything on your to-do list, just let it go. And one more nice, slow, deep cleansing breath in through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth, feeling yourself present, rested, relaxed in your chair. Nice, straight spine. And just follow your breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Anytime your mind starts to wander, and it will start to wander. We're human, that's part of the experience. Just bring your attention back to your breath, breathing in and breathing out. So now in your mind's eye, imagine a beautiful white light coming down from the heaven, through the roof, gently touching the top of your head. And as that light touches the top of your head, feeling it open like a funnel to receive this beautiful white light of healing and relaxation. And as you breathe in, breathe that light right into your head. And imagine it washing away any mind chatter, any worries, any negative thoughts. Just concentrating on your breath. And allow this white light to let your eyes sink into their sockets. Let your jaw relax, your cheekbones relax. Breathe that light, filling your whole head, washing over your head, relaxing your back and the sides of your head. And with each breath in, pull that white light down a little further. Feel it entering your throat, opening that front of your throat, relaxing the muscles in the back of your neck, feeling them turn to jelly, and all the stress just washing away. Allow that light to flow down your shoulders, letting your shoulders relax. As it flows down your arms feeling heavier, relaxed, into your forearms, to the palms of your hands and the backs of your hands, and through each finger, out the fingertips, out the palms of your hands. You may feel a little tingling as the release continues. Now bringing your attention back up to your neck. Feel that white light wash down now into your chest, filling your heart. Breathe into your heart. Allow that white light to wash away any sadness, any worries, any grief. Feel the light fill your upper back, releasing any tension, healing whatever needs to be healed. Your next breath in, feel the light washing down now through your whole back, your sides, your front body, filling all your organs. Imagine them glowing with this beautiful white light of healing and relaxation. Feel the light wash into your hips, releasing all that tension that we hold in our abdomen, our hips, and our lower back. As you breathe in, feel that whole area expand with the breath, and then exhale that tension out. And allow the light to wash down your thighs, into your knees, down your calves, into the ankles. Feel all the joints relaxing as it's taking in this healing light. And feel that light now enter into your feet, the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, out through each toe. And as you breathe in and breathe out, feel the light go from the soles of your feet down into the center of the earth, as deep as you can imagine, wrapping around that hot lava in the center of the earth and pulling up with it with your breath. Breathe in and pull up that power from the center of the earth. Pull it all the way up through the soles of your feet. Breathe it up through your whole body until you feel it again coming out from the top of your head, reaching up to spirit. And just breathing here, feeling the energy moving up to spirit and coming down, filling you with that knowing, that sense, that feeling, that calm. Allow it to wash through you. And just breathe here for a moment in this feeling of peace, knowing you can be here anytime. It's always here for you. And whenever you're ready, We'll come back with those 3 breaths that we left with. So nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling, feeling that power and stillness in your body. Another slow, deep breath in. Exhaling, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And one more nice, slow, deep breath in. And exhale, softly opening your eyes, feeling more powerful and grounded than you've ever felt, ready to face your day.
Beautiful.
So it is.
Beautiful. If anybody's on with us and they have questions, comments for Mary, pop them in the chat box, pop them in the comments here right now, and I'll come back and check in a minute. Thank you so much, Mary. I love that meditation. I love, you know, I want to say, you know, to anybody who's doing this, does this meditation, come back, do it again, practice it a little bit. You know, it's here. You can find it in the stream. And, you know, it's such a powerful meditation to do that connection from above and then down deep into the earth, because it allows us to do the grounding work that we really need right now. And it also allows us to do that opening and bringing in of that higher energy that we also really need right now, you know, and to be able to bring them both in and bring them down into heart space, into belly space, and feel like you're really got that energy mixing in there is really powerful right now in terms of our own health and well-being, right?
Yeah, and it's an easy one to do on your own. You don't even need to, you know, listen to this again. And that's why I like to do it as an example, because you can do it all on your own.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the way I guided you. Go where your guidance takes you, where you need it.
So share a little bit more about that too, Mary, because don't you think that this meditation, our meditation experience really, ultimately, if we allow it to be the big gift that it is to us, it gets us connected to our inner guidance.
Yes. So one thing I wanted to say about meditation too, a big question I always have is people say, well, my mind, I can't get my mind quiet. It's always wandering. And that's what's going to happen. My mind wanders. Sometimes I'm teaching meditation and my mind is all over the place. So the healing begins when you connect with that, when you catch that, my mind's drifting, and you come back to your breath. So anytime you can bring your attention back to your breath, that's when, you know, your mind is occupied and the worries and all of that is gone. So even if you have to do that 100 times during your 10-minute meditation, you're getting unbelievable benefits. So don't think that, you know, oh, I can't do it right, because everyone does it. Everyone's mind wanders, unless you're a monk, right? And you have nothing else on your plate.
Except when's our next meditation?
Right.
That's right.
But so your question, when have I used it in my...
So inner guidance, you know, that one of the best benefits is getting us connected, right? With a deeper inner guidance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the place now. And so let me tell you this. It's so funny because, again, I've been teaching meditation for so long that I always just thought I was the teacher. I've already had it all. I'm grounded. I'm good. I'm peaceful. And I thought, I'm just here helping all these people. So when this COVID thing came out about, I couldn't believe how much that it had helped me in my life. So I had experienced COVID back in March. Mm-hmm. And if I didn't have this meditation practice and this place to go in my head, this guidance, like, you know, what's going on? Do I need to call? Should I go to a hospital? Where in my body? I was able to connect. Where in my body is this? And go into those feelings that Laurel, you always teach that, you know, what feeling you have, what's underneath that, what's underneath that. I did that every day, every part of my body, because it moves. This COVID thing, it moves. It's all, you know, can freak you out a little bit. So, but I was really present, and I know that kept me home and healthy and back to normal.
Wow, that's such a powerful story, Mary. That is super, super powerful.
Yeah. And when, you know, you have that problem breathing, it's scary. So, you know, I just thought, again, I went back to my breathing practices, and you couldn't do a deep breath. That's okay, right? Mm-hmm. Do what you can. Okay, now turn over. It took me 10 minutes to sit up in bed because I had to wait and breathe for a little bit, then move again, you know.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have this practice, I would have been in complete panic mode.
Yeah. I know. So when, I mean, you must have been afraid at times. Were you
I
afraid at
was
times?
very, yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I was.
How did you work with that? Same thing? Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, my daughter was here, but again, I didn't know that's what it was.
I know.
Nobody would give me a test. Nobody would, the doctors would be like, just stay home, don't come in here.
That's
So
right.
I knew something was going on because nobody really wanted to look at me. Nobody wanted to see me. Um, so I think through the fears, I kind of talked to myself, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Mhm.
I mean, if I truly feel like I can't breathe, if I've done everything that, I had the steam, you have to walk yourself through the whole thing. Then
Mhm.
you call 911.
Yeah.
But I was in my head that I know how to heal myself and I
Mhm.
was going to do it. But I will tell you, even with my Reiki abilities wasn't touching. I couldn't feel it. I
Yeah.
couldn't even feel my own Reiki.
Yeah. Wow.
So that
Wow.
scared me a little bit. But that's when I think I went into guidance. And I'm like, okay, guys, help me out here. I know it can't be my time. I know there's more people I need to help.
Yeah.
But if it is, maybe.
Yeah, and I think it's that whole idea too of trusting. We talked about this a little bit before we got on, was this idea of trusting, even just trusting the experience for what it is. And, when you're so sick that your body is like focusing on, how uncomfortable it is, it's
Right,
hard to get the sensation of how Reiki is helping because you're so miserable, right? And so
right,
just trusting that the experience was happening,
right.
that you were getting a benefit, whether you
Yes.
could feel it or not, was, yeah.
I, I did definitely think that. I thought if I can't feel it, imagine how sick I must be because I know something's happening. So I did trust that something was happening. I just was surprised I couldn't feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's probably how sick you were. So, Mary, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Um, and she's never heard anybody ask this question. She's been hesitant to bring it up for years. I've not been able to visualize in all my years of trying. I don't dream in visuals often either, but I just know what I see. Over the past few years, I've had experiences of colors, though, a lot of colors. Anyway, I'm just wondering if it's a weird condition or something, or if it's common but unspoken about thing. I suppose I've finally accepted it's just me. Well, that's a great question,
That's
Jan. I
great.
love our question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's very common. I mean, it's very common. So there's all these different ways you can sense things. There's that knowing, there's a hearing, there's that visual, you can see things. And so she's got a little bit of all of it.
Yeah.
So again, you can set an intention like, geez, I'd really like to see a little more clear, or I'd really like to hear what you want me to do. Or just that feeling of knowing that you have, for me,
Yeah.
that's the best.
Yeah.
So that's what I would work with.
I
But
know that's been mine too. I mean, right from the
yeah,
beginning, I was never visual. I can do some visualization now. I'm getting a little stronger at it, but I'm practicing, and I've been doing actually, um, been working with a teacher around, trying to develop my sense of being able to remember my dreams, visualize, get more, open up that third eye experience a little bit more.
hmm hmm
It takes work. It takes practice. These are all muscles that have been unused, disused, ignored for most of our lifetime. So it's the idea of I always think of it like a muscle where you
yep,
got to use it, you got to
yep,
practice, you got to build up your strength with it, and over time it'll grow. But that knowing is
it's huge.
perfection. You don't need anything else.
Right. And you know how you can help that knowing grow is journaling. Oh my gosh, journaling for me is
Beautiful.
to write a
Right.
question.
Yeah.
I sit down in the morning. If I wake up and there's something on my mind, I write down that, like, what's up with this? And then you just journal and you're done. There's your answer. You can get up and go on with it. And Laurel, your journal, if you people out there don't have Laurel's journal, that when I really need to go deep, it is, you go really deep. You have to be ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I sit down with your journal.
Yeah. Thanks for saying that, Mary. Yeah,
Oh,
I love hearing that too, because I love hearing for somebody who's done a lot of work, that that it's still you're finding benefit from it, because it does
yep.
take us, it's meant to do pretty, a fairly thorough,
hmm hmm
experience of doing that inner work, so that you can feel like you have a foundation of being able to, like, launch forward where you really want to go, and to have an understanding of, if you can't, the first go around with that journal is like a beginning, sometimes we have to go back and revisit. I always think of this healing and this growth and our inner guide, even connecting with our inner guidance as like a spiral. This is not a linear process. This is a spiral. You go around and you go around and you go around, and you feel like you're getting closer to, I don't know, everything, I guess.
Well, for me, it just takes me a little deeper.
Mhm.
I can, when I feel like, before all this happened, I was starting to feel like everything was surface again. Like, why am I here? Why am I back at the surface?
Yeah.
So then when I go into that journal, it takes me to that next step a little deeper for more clarity.
Yeah.
And then my knowing gets stronger, my visuals get stronger, all the senses get stronger.
It's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mary. And I feel like that's such a beautiful way to like bring this all together, is this idea of, giving ourselves time, taking the time, making it a priority to spend some time with ourselves and what's happening internally, and all the benefits, like there's these multi-level benefits from it that, you only know when you do it.
Right. We haven't even talked about the health benefits. I mean, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
Meditation is like, okay, now, before it was like, they had like 10 things, in the early days when I was teaching meditation at the beginning and stress management, it was like, oh, here's like 10 benefits. Now it's like hundreds.
I know.
The research and the data is all there.
It's all there.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
You.
having me.
Come back and do it again later in the year.
I'd love to.
Yeah, I would love to have you pop in here every once in a while with me and just catch up and answer questions and meditate together, and our group invited into the experience.
That was fun.
So Mary, how can people reach you if they want to, if they're in your area? So Mary's in Massachusetts, for people that don't know, and if you're in the area and you want to reach out and get in touch with Mary, how would they get in touch with you?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in Situate, Mass. My
do you want to put your contact information too in the comment? Are you comfortable doing that, or would you rather just have here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So mtpills@comcast.net. I have meditation classes. I'm starting them next week, outdoor meditation classes. I'm going to have one online, and I do Reiki out of my home. I'm going to start doing Reiki on my outdoor porch too, so for people who aren't comfortable coming in. So I have a few different options.
Well, if I was in Massachusetts, I would be out on your porch this summer. If you take me.
I would.
That's right. That's right. Oh, thank you so much, Mary. All right, everybody, we've got to sign off here, but thanks for being with us today, Mary.
Have a great
day.
Thanks so much.
Have a good day, everybody. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. Big thanks, Mary, for your time here. Really appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.